you guys are both vegan.
Vegetarian.
Sorry.
You watch your mouth, son.
Don't know the terminology. I apologize. What for how long, and kind of like give us a little bit of a full story on that. 'Cause that's an interesting decision. I mean, not everybody does that.
Savannah was not always a vegetarian.
No,
Nor
I
was
love my
I.
chicken nuggets,
We were
baby.
meat eaters.
We have a friend, our friend Abby. She's a vegetarian just because she does not like meat. She's never liked it or whatever. And, Savannah used to think she was super weird.
Oh, I would make... Hi, Abby. Abby, she was vegetarian, and I would always be like, oh my God, how don't you eat meat? Meat is so good. And I live by that. I still think meat is so delicious. Come on now.
Meat's great. Bacon.
Like a chicken
Ooh.
wing, sign me up.
Like
I-
bacon's my number one.
Ooh.
Meat.
Mine's chicken wing.
Meat and chicken nuggets too.
When Ben and
Oh.
I are on our deathbeds, we're going to B-dubs. Buffalo Wild Wings, baby.
Yeah. that's-
But I would always make fun of her because I was like, oh my God, how don't you like meat?
like, what a
But that's
loser.
not why we're vegetarian. So one night I was just perusing through Facebook. I think it was that time of the month, and I saw a video, you know how it goes.
Oh, no. I can't.
I won't go
oh.
into detail, but it was just not a nice video about animals and just like
Well,
the
a very,
cruel-
very real video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The
it
reality
was just,
of meat.
it was just a very like, it just went into the cruel world of animal products. And
and like we said, we had at the time 3 chickens, guinea pig,
yeah.
bunny, and a bunch of dogs. So
And-
we're very close with animals. Always
yeah.
have been.
And I watched it and then I started sobbing, and
I think you FaceTimed me.
I called Ben
Yeah.
sobbing, and I was like, Ben, how are we eating meat? We have chickens, and I think it was,
That was our favorite meat.
I think it
chicken.
was after one of our chickens died.
Yeah, we lost one to a hawk. Hawk came in
And
and
it was
killed her.
very traumatic because, like, even though she's a chicken, people are like, she's a chicken. But,
Well,
like,
it's people laugh at it. They're like, oh, what's the point?
we took care of her. Like, we rescued her from, her previous home. And then she died. And, like, I totally felt like we just let her down.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. You can say it's weird, whatever. But, like, it just, when you take care of
Yeah,
something
it's
and
still an
love something,
animal,
it's, I don't
I
care
mean,
if it was a fucking fish.
Well, it's like a dog. You put so much into it: time, money, love, everything.
So, yeah, I saw that video and I was like, how can I eat chicken every single day of my life? And then I just sobbed about my backyard pet chicken. Like,
Yeah.
they all are the same. And I was like, Ben, it just doesn't make sense. And I was like, let's just try it. I was like, I'm going to stop eating meat, like cold turkey. And that was just it. And Ben's like, well, me too then. Because whatever. He just like went along with it.
I went along with it to support you in the beginning because I had grown up eating meat my whole life.
I was saying,
so it wasn't.
my dad.
That, every meal had meat. Every
Yeah.
single
Yes.
meal.
Like
There was never a meal
breakfast,
without it.
Yeah, and my dad and brother both hunted deer. I ate deer meat my whole life. I used to help my dad, like, take the meat off of the deer hanging on our tree. Like, it's not like I grew up in a,
Wow.
like,
Closed off.
Like,
yeah.
I loved meat. I
Well,
I
and
still love the taste
you
of it.
saw where it came from too. It's not like you were like, oh, it shows up at the grocery store and you buy it.
Yeah.
No, you hung
yeah.
a dead deer from your tree and slaughtered it.
But then I just
Admirable. I mean,
yeah.
you
I
saw
just
where it
wanted to
came from.
become more woke about the animal industry and just
I think
understand it.
I think we started treating animals that are traditionally treated, as a food product, as what they are, something that's life, living, breathing, just similar to our dog. I mean, how are they any different to our dog? So making that comparison and that connection, it was like, whoa, this is, we've hidden from this because we knew it was a problem. We knew it was something that we didn't want to think about. I think a lot of people do. And so,
But I also want to say, like, we're all, by the way we're talking, it sounds like we're like, if you eat meat, you're like, you don't think and all this stuff. Like, we ate meat for 20 years.
yeah,
It's
and
fine.
loved
Like-
every bite of it.
Like, we're not
Still-
like, if you
still
eat
like
meat,
it.
you're not our friends. Like, it's whatever. Like, we just do our thing and you do yours.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, I can really empathize with that because I love animals like just as much as you guys do. And, I've been eating meat my whole life and I can't even watch the Discovery Channel and eat meat at like the same time if there's like animals on the TV. And my stepdad thinks I'm so weird. And I'm like, I just can't. I can't think about it. And
Yeah.
that's the truth of it.
I think people, especially like now, are so far removed from where their food comes from.
Yeah.
And that's said so many times, it's like cliche, but it's amazing how true it is.
Yeah. It's crazy. So.
Yeah.
I know, but very recently, within the past couple years, it's amazing how many people have kind of shined a light on industries that have just been glossed over in the past that do a lot of terrible things. I like that we're in an age now where we can see these things happening. We can make a difference.
And it's so easy to not eat meat now. Like, there are so many options now that, I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
And we are alone. We don't have our parents making food for us. I mean, that was one of the biggest problems, that there was just dinner ready. My mom would always have, and your mom as well. There was just dinner ready.
Yeah.
And it was always meat.
Yeah. So when you actually find out what you want to eat for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like I go home and there's dinner ready and I'm not going to.
Well, you're grateful for it. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
food on the table.
I don't want to try to I don't want to go out of my way to buy all my own food.
Yeah.
When I could just go home and the food's ready, and it may not be like necessarily always what I want to eat, but it's just like easier when you're living at home.
Yeah.
Do you guys eat cheese
Oh, yeah.
and milk?
We do. We're definitely
Yeah.
not vegan as of.
No.
Because I know you
We-
do drink
No.
oat milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We never buy milk. We buy oat milk.
I never liked milk, so that
which is
wasn't.
so good.
Oat
You
milk's
told
really
me
good if you've
last
never
time
tried
we
it.
were together.
Ooh,
You told me
oat milk's great.
that cows only produce milk when they're pregnant.
Yes. Wake up, America.
So I
Hold
told,
on a minute.
I told someone this recently, and they did not believe me, and that was crazy to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just have a PSA
So
for a minute?
Yeah,
cows-
they only
go ahead.
all animals actually. Any animal that
cows
produces
only
milk, goats, cows,
produce-
sheep. Sheep
Savannah,
produce
you
milk. I
say
mean, you
it.
can milk
Say-
a sheep.
Say the whole
I
thing.
can't. So, okay. People think that like cows,
Like
I
dairy
mean,
cows.
dairy cows, produce milk constantly. That's absolutely just not true.
No.
They either have to be pregnant, I think it's pregnant, or just had a baby, and that's how they produce
I
milk.
mean,
Just
dairy
like us,
cows
which
are
would make
just
sense.
like people. And everyone's like, wait, cows just don't,
lactate constantly.
No.
Yeah.
no. And like,
Now, dairy cows have been bred to, when they are pregnant, to produce milk for like I'm not sure how long it
Yeah.
is,
I
but
don't
a
wanna, like,
much
say the
longer
wrong-
time than like just an animal that
Yeah.
you find in the woods.
yeah, I don't want to like say the wrong thing because I'm not like completely educated on it, but
Yeah.
They get pregnant, they produce milk,
Lactation starts, and that's
they have a baby,
Yeah.
and that baby's not going to be raised by that mom. That's all
well,
I
if
have
it's
to
a
say.
female, it's a dairy cow, and if it's male, like, it is either taken to the slaughterhouse for veal,
Yeah.
baby cow,
Yeah.
or grown into a bull and then slaughtered later. So, yeah.
Wow.
Wake up, America.
Wow.
But
No,
it's
it's just there's stuff that people just don't, and to no fault of theirs. I mean,
Yeah.
how would
Yeah,
you know
like,
that?
I didn't know that.
I mean, if you're not in the
Yeah,
industry,
and it's
how
not
would
like
you know it?
how dare you not know that? Like, why they don't teach you that?
people don't talk about it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And just think about how much milk is in the world.
I know.
yeah, quite a bit.
But we eat cheese. We have chickens, like we said before. So we eat their eggs. So like the only true animal product that we buy is cheese and like yogurt.
Cheese and yogurt. Yogurt's kind of a staple in our life.
Yeah, like Greek yogurt, protein.
Greek yogurt's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So hey, we're not. I was gonna say we're not perfect, but I don't know. It's kind of arbitrary. It's like we just kind of do what we see fit right now. We see problems in the world, and we say, you know what, we don't want to contribute to that. So, I'm sure we'll make changes in the next few years and months of our lives. Like, we see a problem with something, we'll change
hey,
it. but
lab-grown meat, sign me up.
I can't
So-
wait.
Lab-grown
Lab-grown
meat.
meat.
Yes.
It's not for sale yet. I think there's a lot of
my
testing that needs
God.
to be done.
Have you heard about
Like when
this?
No,
Not heard about
I have
that.
not heard about this. Inform me.
Yes. So they take, I think a lot of times, or recently it's been done on cows because beef is consumed so heavily around the world. So you take the stem cells of cows. This is as far as I know. I could be somewhat wrong here. They take the stem cells of cows, a living cow, take some cells. The cow's still alive, and you take it into a lab, put it in the right conditions, and you grow those cells. You multiply the cells. You give it nutrients, water, everything it needs, and you can grow. I mean, they've grown like hamburgers from a few cells. You know, they multiply so quickly. I think it was something like in a few weeks they can get like a patty.
Wow.
Or a couple pounds of meat. Whereas, you know, growing a cow to the age of slaughter takes years and years.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for the day that I can buy meat at the grocery store that is lab grown, that didn't kill an animal. Like
Wow.
that's insane to me. That's
and
amazing.
it's gonna happen in our lifetime.
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
like,
There's companies working on it. There's
Yeah.
companies that are
Wow.
like fully invested in it.
And everyone, like, I'm always like, oh, I'm never gonna eat meat again. But if it's lab grown, I probably
Because
will.
our full,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people don't eat meat because of environmental reasons, and for us, the most important reason has been just that it's a
Ethical.
life. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a life that we're not willing to take. So yeah, that would solve all of our issues.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
That's impressive. I had no idea that was a thing.
Oh, and
Yeah.
have
You
you
gotta
guys?
look it up.
It's a few years away from being, apparently, a few years away from being like on shelves. in
Like,
grocery
imagine going to
stores.
like Outback Steakhouse and you're like, hey, can I get the lab grown?
I
meat?
know they got like a
Oh,
lab grown
yeah.
burger.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that'd be crazy.
That's wild.
I mean, everyone thought the Impossible Burger
Yeah. Have you
was never gonna be a thing.
have you had
Yeah, right.
the Impossible Burger
Yeah,
stuff like that?
Beyond Meat, Impossible Burger.
they're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
really good.
It was good.
Yeah,
The,
we enjoy them.
The Impossible Whopper from Burger King,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great.
not sponsored.
Yeah,
The Burger
yeah.
King one. That's what I was.
So good. Yeah.
They jumped on that, and that was a great idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea what their sales are. They could be plummeting. I have no idea. But
I
for
heard
us,
it
that was
tastes
like,
just like the.
it's really close.
Yeah.
I think they grill it like in the juices of real
Yeah.
meat, which helps.
Mhm.
I think every.
But that was a great, like, again, I have no idea they could be, that food item could be failing miserably. But for any vegetarians out there, it's a great,
I thought it was
thing.
doing pretty well.
it's great to like go to a fast food. I mean, we don't go to fast food restaurants. It's like great to have
Yeah.
that nostalgic, like, oh,
Because
let's
what
go
do
get
you-
a burger.
What
You know?
do you eat? Yeah.
It's so physical. It's like, I want to bite into a burger.
Like the
Oh, yeah.
fries.
Yeah.
So you would say that like becoming vegetarian and continuing to be vegetarians has just been because you just don't want to take the lives of animals. You don't want to add to that, right?
Yeah.
That and also something that I forgot. It's just like a fun challenge too.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like it's just something that like you have to control yourself with. Like something that I don't know how to explain it. Like you have to hold back.
Yeah, we've always eaten a lot. I mean, we're not like humongous, but we both love food. So we never tried to like limit food intake.
No, I'm
I mean, we're
saying-
healthy and exercise, but
I'm saying like when you see a chicken wing, like you need self-control to not eat that chicken wing. It's like a self-control thing
yeah.
too. Like, you know how bad I want to order like a steak at like a restaurant
Yeah.
and like
Buffalo
you don't.
Wild Wings, man. That's
And you guys were both living at home, obviously, when you did this. So was that a
That was-
challenge?
Yeah.
yeah,
It was for me at least because my mom would cook like steak, rice, or like a noodle and then like corn.
so if you if you didn't eat the meat, you were eating like a
Carbs.
pile
Yeah.
of carbs and a little
Mhm.
bit of a vegetable.
So that was tough.
Yeah.
And I definitely gained a little bit of weight
Yeah.
doing that. But then
Yeah.
we moved
carb
out.
loading.
We moved in together and we like lost a bunch of weight because we're doing it the right way,
Yeah, yeah.
the healthy way.
No,
Yeah.
we go through a lot of
Yeah, I
vegetables
think
now.
that would be hard. I feel like I would end up just eating all carbs.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy to just
Yeah.
replace meat with carbs. I
Mhm.
think that's most vegetarians, at least. That's one of their biggest problems. They end
Mhm.
up gaining weight because they just switch it. They switch their cravings over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of carbs in the world. If you've ever walked down like a bread or cereal aisle,
Yeah.
man,
Mark
Yeah. It is
Mark
amazing.
knows about carbs.
I'm a carb
His
man.
Italian family.
carbs are
Yes.
gr- Oh yeah,
Mm,
Italians
Carb
love
man.
the
There's
carbs.
so
bread.
much bread in
Mark
his
Alfredo.
house.
That's me. That's my name. The Pizza Man. It's commonly referred to me as. So actually, you guys brought up an interesting point there. So becoming vegetarians, like, and you commented a little bit on like other people or like, you know, other people gain weight and stuff like that from being vegetarians. Do you guys like, is this totally, are you by yourselves in all this, or do you like have any sort of, is there any sort of community aspect to like other people that are kind of, I don't know, that you just shoot different ideas and stuff off of? Like, are you like on,
Like other vegetarians?
yeah, I
you
mean, just in general, like,
So, so we became vegetarian, and our friends Alex and Kihei became vegetarian like the same day, and we didn't even plan it. They just also.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Like, I remember hanging out with them one day, and I was like, "Hey, like, I'm gonna start not eating meat." That's weird. And she was like, "Wait, really? Me too." Like, it was like the same thing. So we were both vegetarian for a while, but they kind of just like, it was kind of harder for them to do it. I guess that's like the best way to put it.
Yeah.
And Ben's sisters saw that we stopped eating meat, so they wanted to try it too. And they were like, "Oh, like this is so awesome!" And then they all started eating meat again.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
easy. I mean, and they're not in situations that it was an easy transition.
Yeah, like
so
you
Yeah.
it
know,
makes sense that they
his
went
sisters
back.
still live with his parents, and you know,
Yeah.
Alex and Kihei.
And it's not cheap.
No,
I mean,
yes.
produce is expensive.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
And it goes bad really quick, and sometimes you have to
Yeah.
throw away a bunch of
you
food
ha-
because
yeah.
it's like, man, what the heck?
I mean, I follow. I guess that this is like the community aspect. Like
Yeah.
I follow a lot of people on Instagram
Mhm.
who live that kind of sustainable, ethical lifestyle.
Mhm.
But in real life, it's definitely just us. Like our
No,
parents
it's
are.
us. We're very.
Our parents are big meat
independent.
eaters, and they kind of look at us funny.
No, but we yeah, and a lot of jokes.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
oh,
we
the
play along.
non-meat
We play
eaters.
along though. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like Savannah said, we grew up eating meat. How can we turn around and say, "Oh, how dare you"? You know.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Um,
why we never want to be like, oh, you eat meat, because
No.
it's like, okay,
Yeah.
come on, we did it
It's
for
I
It's
have
a
health.
20
choice
years
for
of- yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. But we, I cook a lot. I cook a little more than you do.
Yeah.
Let's compare. No, I.
What? So
Let's
what
compare
do
how many
you,
meals we cook.
What do you guys eat? Like I know, I know,
What do you eat?
I know what
Nothing.
you guys.
We filter
Food.
feed.
I mean, what kind of like
Photosynthesis.
Oh, like
Photosynthesis.
We just lay out in the
protein.
sun.
like protein? I know like eggs, avocado.
Well, we eat a lot of eggs. Yeah.
Savannah said she can't eat avocado anymore.
no, I can't.
Because when she-
Avocado just you eat a lot of it, and it gets to you.
Yeah,
You can
well,
only
I-
eat so
I
many.
feel that I ate so much avocado toast over quarantine. I heard that's like the core, the food of 2020 is avocado
Oh,
toast.
and if you ask
Everything bagel seasoning.
if you ask like anybody who knows about avocados, apparently they're absolutely terrible. There's like a lot of war surrounding them, and not that we've
Wow.
really looked into it, but
No.
it sounds like they're pretty
They're
terrible.
not a good crop.
bad crop. A lot of cartels and yeah.
Oh my.
Wow.
They're hiding drugs in the avocados.
Don't eat avocados, you will get high.
I love
No.
avocado.
Yeah, what do we make? We make spaghetti is a staple.
Which is not good.
I come from an Italian family as well, and spaghetti was always a staple. Like just
What do we eat?
What
That's a
do
really
we
good
have?
question.
Uh, we-
Tell them about your chili mac.
Savannah's one pot chili mac.
Okay, we eat a lot of beans.
Beans
Yeah,
are good.
I love
Beans are good.
beans.
We what are our meals? Like
Well, we try and
tacos,
we have like the
salads.
fake meats,
yes,
you know,
that
the
Morningstar
meat
Farms,
substitutes. But you know, we try to stay away from like heavy soy based, like
baby.
you know.
Like
burgers
the occasional
and-
vegan nugget. Sign me
I
up.
was gonna
Yeah.
ask. Yeah, those are
Um,
really good. We have them at my work for
Yeah.
the vegan kids.
But they get
Vegetarian
old
kids.
after a while,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh god, I don't want to be eating all of this. Like, I mean, soy's not amazing, especially for men. I think there's a lot of estrogen.
That's why
I think.
Ben has or Ben.
That's why I have boobies. No,
Oh my
big booby
goodness.
Ben.
Boobs.
I didn't know
Ben's
that.
boobies.
Mm,
Anyways,
interesting.
So what do we make? What
Chili
else do we
mac.
make?
Say like
yeah.
your dinner.
Stir
What was
fries.
your
Stir
dinner
fries.
the last 3 nights?
Stir fry we had.
we have a lot of stir fry.
If you go to like Coons, oh gosh, that's so local. Yeah, any store and get like frozen
We like
stir
to
fry
talk about the
kits.
local.
Those are so easy. Like
Yeah.
you pop them on the stove and in like 10 minutes you have a stir fry. Make some rice.
Yeah, so the other night we made like chili, vegan chili,
Vegan
which
chili.
is just like a heck
mainly
load of
beans. Yeah,
and like
beans, tomatoes, onions,
beans,
mushrooms,
greens,
peppers.
tomatoes.
Hmm.
I want to try. I want to try that so bad.
It's good. It's so easy to make. Like I'm not a good cook, and it was so easy to make. But
Yeah.
a lot of stir fry, a lot of breakfast for dinner,
Eggs.
eggs. Yeah,
And a lot of vegetarians don't eat eggs. But because we have chickens and we're not like forcefully producing eggs, Yeah, some farms you can forcefully have the chickens produce eggs, but these chickens, if they're laying them, they're going to try and sit on them and hatch them, and there's no male, there's no rooster, so they're never going to hatch. So we're taking them is an act of like
Kindness, so they
yes,
don't starve.
they
and
will
sit on
they
their
will
egg?
sit on their eggs forever and starve, and it's not pretty. So
Yeah.
they're not doing anything with them, so we have them, so
Yeah.
we might as well
All we
take
have to
them.
say is we're eating good.
We give
Like,
some back to the
we-
chickens, though. We cook some
Yeah.
eggs for the chickens, give them back. That's a thing.
Wow.
Feeding eggs, feeding their menstruation back to them.
Mm.
As weird as that is,
Yum.
high in
My
protein.
favorite.
Yeah.
They love it. It's amazing how much they love it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, for like the first week we became vegetarian, I remember like almost passing out because like you go from eating all that meat and like
Yeah.
getting all that protein, and then what you're eating like noodles. So, but now we do it right, and I think our bodies have gotten used to like not the lack of protein, but like, oh, you don't need meat to like stand up.
Well, it's amazing. Like you think, oh, I'm eating a burger every night or that much meat every night. That I need this to stay this weight. But it's amazing how much your body acclimates to different levels of protein, fat, carbs. Like you can severely cut that or cut something out, and you'll have a period of maybe being heavier, lighter, feeling a little sick. After that, it disappears and you acclimate. It's amazing how your body just kind of reacts and takes control.
But also, that's not always the case. Like, we didn't do it the right way at first. We just kind of became vegetarian and just like
Kind of sent it.
didn't really full send
Full send.
into vegetarianism. But like, if you do it the right way, you're not gonna feel like you're gonna pass out.
No,
Like, we
no.
just didn't do it the right way, and then we had to get used
Got
to
to
it.
ease
the
into
hard
it. You
way.
can't just go, oh, I'm going to be vegetarian tonight.
I did that.
I
That's
was-
just not the way to do it. Ease
I
into
was
it.
thinking about, like, I work out all the time, and I feel like it would be an adjustment I would like, but not
be-
Mad Fit is a vegetarian.
her.
I'm sorry, she's a vegan. I talk about her in like every episode. She has a vegan cookbook,
Yes,
and she has so many different recipes, and she has so many different YouTube videos, and I'm like so interested in it.
We have a vegetarian cookbook, but we don't use it. I just like Pinterest everything,
Yeah.
anything yummy.
I kind of wing it.
Yeah.
I wing our meals, and if they turn out good, great, I'll make them again. If they don't, I'll never make it again. So
Scout, he's
That's
playing
okay.
on the microphone.
Huh?
it's very comfortable.
Oh my
He's
goodness.
enjoying this.
He's comfy.
Scatty boy.
Does anybody, like in the places that you follow or like, Instagram or anything, any vegetarian, is there a spiritual aspect to this at all? Like, do people do it because they actually think, or is it maybe that you're not supposed to eat animals? Like, I know you guys do it because you don't want to, right? And obviously there's a lot of problems with the way that our food gets produced. But is there a spiritual aspect? Have you guys ever came across that?
I
I think there can be.
I've definitely heard.
I mean, I know certain cultures.
We're
yeah.
not meant
Yeah,
to eat
yeah.
meat. Like, we don't have the
Yeah,
teeth
well, you hear that,
for
but you
meat,
you
but,
have
like,
canine teeth, which are made for like chewing.
Yeah,
through
but
meat.
like everyone's like, we don't need it now, so like you're not really.
I think there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons not to. It's like anything. There's a lot of reasons not to do the status quo, not to follow the status quo. And meat eating is just another one of those things. I think there's a lot of good reasons not to eat it. I think it gives a lot of instant gratification eating meat. That's why a lot of people do it.
It's easy,
but
it's everywhere.
There's a lot of long-term issues that you start to grapple with. And I think most people think about it. Not a lot of people act on it, which I totally understand. It makes sense. It's a staple in, especially American life. So, yeah, I think there's a lot. There are some people that see it spiritually. For us, I guess you could say it's somewhat spiritual. I mean,
Because we're saying like all animals have feelings.
Yeah.
And like,
I mean,
a soul
when we
and
see spiders and night crawlers and
we
bugs,
personify them.
we personify them and we save them. We don't kill them. I can't justify
Oh man.
killing
Man, I just
bugs.
had a heart
This
attack.
is messing me up.
Why?
You need to change.
Hannah's like, kill it.
I know.
No, I have had some encounters with this roly-poly.
What? I'm sorry. Is that the scientific name?
I have.
The roly-poly.
That's Latin, right?
At my
Familiar?
work, I have
Phyla?
witnessed this one roly-poly eating a potato bug, eating.
It's actually called a.
They're actually crustaceans, but
I
we'll
call
move on.
I call them a potato bug, and I
Yeah.
didn't actually know that they really polied.
That is not a verb. That is not a verb. I think that's a child's show.
So anyways,
Roly-poly-oly.
we have so because of just the Corona season and everything, we have been eating our lunch outside. Our break room is the size of a closet, and I have encountered many bugs, and I won't kill them. I'm just like, I try to get them to get away from me. I do not want to kill bugs.
Yeah.
If there's like a spider in my house or something, I'll like kill it. But like outside, like I'm just gonna leave it go.
Yeah.
And I flicked one of those potato bugs, and I didn't even.
The correct term is roly-poly-oly.
Yeah, let's keep it consistent here.
Besides,
I did not know that they rolled into a ball and crawled up because
Wait,
they were like.
You were calling them roly-poly-olies, but you didn't know they rolled, pulled, and old?
My friend called it a roly-poly-oly, and I was like, "Why the heck did you say
they're
that?"
actually called armadillo
And then
nillies.
it rolled into a ball, and it laid there. And every time I got closer to it, it would shrivel up again and shrivel up, and I wanted to help it. And finally, it
You scared the shit
uncrawled
out of it.
itself, and it ran away. And I'm like, it's a bug, and I have so much emotion towards this bug. So
Goes to Wendy's for lunch. Anyways, go on. I'm just kidding.
know. I go to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, sorry. the other
there's
chicken.
even more there. Oh, jeez.
No, I really like empathize with this, like 110%. Like I've always loved animals, like hardcore, and I totally agree with everything. That's why for me, like I can't even like watch that stuff. But I definitely think one day I would be willing to try it. And oh my God, I don't know how Mark and I would even like. I think it would. All he eats is chicken. So I just don't know. It would be very interesting for me to
Also-
like try that and him like.
It's not an all or nothing thing. Like
No.
Ben and I occasionally eat shrimp.
And in fact, you know what?
tilapia.
I kind of hate the term vegetarian. And
Yeah.
vegan.
Yeah.
It makes this feeling that, oh, I'm nothing until I go 100%. And in this world we live in, 2020, it's everything. That means everything.
Like even if you cut it out, like for lunch, like you didn't eat meat for lunch, and then maybe one day you're like, oh, I don't need meat. Like I have enough recipes built up that I don't need it.
And
like,
eat meat
you don't
like
have to-
3 times out of the week instead of like 7 times out of the
Right.
week. You know, like anything. If you're feeling like something matters, just make that little bit of a change. It doesn't have to be as hard as a lot of people make it to be.
Yeah.
I can't stand this like, oh, I hate you because you eat meat. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's awfully ridiculous.
Mhm.
That's not the right word
Yeah.
there.
I do think one day.
roly-poly-oly.
I do
Roly
think
poly.
We're all
one day when
slipping
I
up.
lived on my own and I could like make my own food and do my own recipes and stuff, I think I would be interested to try it.
Yeah.
Mark, what is your take on?
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Um,
I think it would
There's
be
no judgment here.
hard,
So
Are you
please.
going to slaughter something on this coffee table here?
Right after we're done.
Dinner.
Yeah. No, I mean, I actually don't. To that point, I've never hunted. I've never actually killed my own food or anything. I just don't have any ambition to go out there and shoot stuff necessarily. But from a eating perspective or whatever, I do eat a lot of chicken. I do eat steak. I eat shrimp. I'm by no means like every meal is gonna have like meat in it. Predominantly chicken.
If it doesn't have meat, he needs it. Like I let him try my avocado toast, and he was like, "It needs chicken."
I did think it was missing something.
I
So-
understand.
I get that.
Yeah.
He's
So yeah.
he gets double chicken on his Chipotle bowls.
Yeah.
He's just
But yeah, I mean, as a brief history, very brief history
Yeah.
of like the way that I've eaten. I used to be like a very fat, chubby kid that just ate chicken fingers or chicken nuggets and fries like every day, like basically every single day of my life. Probably from the whole time that I was like 5 years old up until like I was like 14, and then I decided, well, you know what? I'm not gonna, go vegetarian at that point. I was only 14 or whatever, but I'm gonna do something different. Started eating grilled chicken and a little bit healthier, like broccoli and rice, rather than just like fried shit all the time. And it helped.
Changed
It helped
his
tremendously.
Mm-hmm.
It really did. I still eat
Life
pizza and I
changing.
still eat other things. But when you're active too, and that's another point, is like I think that physical health is not just eating. That's a huge portion of it. But you also got to make sure that you're constantly being active. Either working or playing sports or anything like that, because there's a whole other side to it that, you know, regardless of what the food you put in your body, you know, you got to make sure that your cardiovascular system and everything like that. I'm by no means an expert, but, you know, I do a lot of running, and I would like to do more strength training, but, you know, that's currently where we're at right
talking about food here.
now. I can't give half the argument. It's all health. So, but yeah, man, as far as food goes, and specifically to the question, do I think I could ever go vegetarian? Probably not. I love chicken too much. Like, I even like bad chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like chicken that's not like that good tasting is still like pretty good to me. So it'd have to be.
He doesn't have that attachment to animals like we do.
Right.
Yeah.
He never grew up with animals, so he just doesn't think of it in that way. Too.
Yeah.
I
No,
understand.
and we understand. Like,
Yeah.
Again, chicken was a staple in my family's household. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if it wasn't chicken, it was beef, but usually it was chicken.
Right.
And it's
chicken,
funny
chicken,
'cause
Or
chicken is
5
all my
nights out of the
mom
week.
cooks.
the
Yeah.
big reason we became vegetarian is because of our chickens.
Yeah, because we
And
have
that's
chickens.
the one meat we miss the most.
Yeah.
Like-
Buffalo Wild Wings again. It's. I mean, there's
Like
nothing like
like
it.
a McDonald's chicken nugget.
And maybe
Oh
there's
my
something
God.
like just.
Yeah, Savannah would always eat chicken nuggets. That's what I remember you eating.
Yeah.
It's almost barbaric, like eating something off the bone. I don't know what it is, but why humans crave it so much. But there's something so good about that.
Like going to the
Dipping it in some
Renaissance Festival
sauce,
and getting a
just-
turkey leg.
Yeah, there's this Renaissance festival near us, and you get this turkey
Yes.
leg that is like a foot
I know
long,
exactly what
like
you're talking
like
about, yeah.
4 to 6
When you
inches
just-
in diameter.
Yeah.
It's insane,
Oh, so good.
and you feel
That's so-
horrible after it.
That's
but
so
like,
Like,
funny
definitely
that
might
you
shit your
guys
pants.
like the idea of eating stuff off a bone because I actually hate that. And you guys are, don't eat
yeah,
meat.
no,
I miss it. Let's go eat.
Time to eat meat.
No, yeah.
we definitely have some vegan nugs in the
We
freezer.
might have to bust those out this evening. And also like the vegan nuggets, it's not so much the taste of the nuggets, it's like the action of like eating a fried nugget.
Well, they call it what? What's that? Oral fixation. It's why people
yes.
smoke. It's like it's that similar feeling that you get.
And they're boneless, so you can like kind of fake it like you're eating a chicken wing.
All right, you do that. I don't. I don't
I
stoop
was
to
go-
that level.
You know, like oh god, it's so good.
You gotta watch what you get though. There's some nasty fake meat products out there.
Really?
Yeah.
There's
Made
this
out of,
brand
like,
of
sludge.
chicken nuggets that we get, fake chicken, CHIK''N chicken
Chicken.
nuggets.
Oh.
Wow.
Uh,
That
it's
sounds
real bad. They taste like wet toilet paper. Like the inside of
Yeah.
it, whatever is. I think it's soy.
Like if
but-
you make a spitball in your mouth and shove it into
Yes.
a fried thing, that's yeah.
So you gotta
That's
watch.
gross.
Sorry
So
for the visual, but yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that have tried fake meat and are like, "Oh, this is not for me," because there's a lot of bad shit out there.
Yeah.
You gotta find the good ones.
Yeah, I don't know what brand my work gets, but it's good. It's either
There's
from
some good
Costco
ones out there.
or Sam's Club, probably.
There's some convincing ones.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of
Sums
vegetarian
up
talk.
meat.